Hey Carl Krogstad, is One Direction died in the explosion?
God freaking dang it, he did not die in the freaking explosion. Also, the God said that One Direction did not die in the freaking explosion. Also, Dave freaking Ross said that One Direction is not dying in the explosion. I'm not gonna say it again. If you talking about One Direction, I will chop your head off.
How about you can replace with Smash Mouth? Also, Court Mike said that you can replace with Smash Mouth.
No, freaking wait, we're not gonna replace with Smash Mouth. Also, Greg Comp said that Smash Mouth isn't coming back. He is retired, and he is in Spain. Also, Dave freaking Ross said that Smash Mouth isn't coming back. I'm gonna say it once, and I'm not gonna say it again. If you talking about One freaking scariest in the sun direction, I will send into Estonia.
But Carl Krogstad, One Direction is a boring, and what makes you beautiful is a scary music video. Please Carl Krogstad, I want you to call the security to send One Direction to the security office. I promise when One Direction wasn't coming for the rest of 2023.
Security to send One freaking scariest and the spiciest in the sun direction. Also, the security said that One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere. Also, Dave freaking Ross said that One Direction is not boring, and what makes you beautiful is not a scary music video. That's so freaking it for talking about One Direction. Remember it until 2029. Go to your room right now, or else 2024 is going to be a worst entire year.
How about if One Direction is replaced with Billy Joel?
The answer is freaking no, we're not gonna replace with Billy Joel. Also, Dave freaking Ross said that Billy Joel is no longer to singing a new song, and we're not gonna replace it. And we're not gonna replace with We Didn't Start the Fire, because if What Makes You Beautiful is gonna replace with We Didn't Start the Fire, the YouTube team is gonna get 3 copyright strikes, and his account will soon be terminated. That's so freaking it for talking about Billy Joel. You're grounded until 2030. Now go to your room. Bad dog flex tape.
Carl freaking Krogstad, how many times do I have to tell you? I want you to call the police to arrest One Direction. It's so boring. And also, what makes you beautiful is scary music video.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Flex freaking monster tape. We're not gonna call the police to arrest One Direction. Stop talking about One freaking Direction, or else you will be going to Egypt. Now shut up.
Can you tell Ludwig and Lisa and Julia to get out? And replaced with Dick Dadai, the captain of the Pinafore, Sir Joseph. I promise when Ludwig and Lisa and Julia...
No, I'm not gonna tell Dave freaking Ross to yell Ludwig and Lisa and Julia to get out. And Dave freaking Ross and I were not replacing you with Dick Dadai, the captain of the Pinafore, Sir Joseph. Also, the cops arrested Dick Dadai, the captain of the Pinafore, Sir Joseph, due to battery domestic. And also, Dave freaking Ross said Dick Dadai, the captain of the Pinafore, Sir Joseph, is no longer to be coming back. And also, Ludwig and Lisa and Julia is going to stay here. That's so freaking it for talking about Ludwig and Lisa and Julia. You're grounded until 2030. I'm not gonna say at once leave Ludwig and Lisa and Julia alone, or else the YouTube community guidelines is gonna take down Colodoma Productions videos.
Can you call the principal to give Petty freaking mutual heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise after school detention?
No, I'm not gonna call the principal to give Petty freaking neutral heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise after school detention. Also, the principal said Petty freaking neutral heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise is gonna stay here. That's so freaking it for talking about Petty freaking hottest in the pepper heat and freeze freaking scary medical Louise. You're grounded until 2031. Leave petty freaking neutral heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise alone. Do you hear me? Leave petty freaking neutral heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise alone. Bad dog flex tape.
Hey Carl Krogstad.
What now, flex tape? And what do you want?
Is One Direction is in London?
No, One Direction is not in London. Also, Dave freaking Ross said that One Direction is not in London. That's so freaking it for talking about One Direction. You're grounded until 2032. Go to your room right now or else the cops is gonna arrest you.
Hey Carl Krogstad, the bees is gonna sting you, so we just have to wait for the bees.
Wait a minute, did you just say bees?
Yes, here comes the bees, and the bees is gonna sting you.
What in the world is this shit?
I'm sorry for the bees sting you. Can you replace with Smash Mouth instead?
So that's what happens for sting by bees. Flex freaking tape. I can't believe you sting by bees. Now, I'm allergic to bees. That's so freaking. We're talking about One Direction. We're talking about London and Lisa and Juliet. We're talking about Peter freaking neutral healing freeze freaking natural disease ladies. And for sting by bees. You're grounded until the legal team is going to take you down California Productions videos. Also, you're still grounded for the actual 619-758-364646483467855555 2 years. Please be freaking lost. Please London and Lisa and Juliet. Please all freaking Krogstad. Please Don Cox. And leave one freaking direction. And for sting by bees. I'm giving you a looping. Here comes the looping.
Oh my flex tape, that was a scary dream. Thank goodness it's over.
Well, flex tape, you deserve for sting by the bees. And also, you're still grounded for sting by the bees. And I'm so sorry for grounding you and lopping you.
That's okay Carl Krogstad, I will not gonna sting by the bees again.
According to KarlKrogstad.com, there were 15 of films, viewers, requested by Adrian the Awesome Guy 2005 for making Khalid Ahmed Productions videos. There's the perfect one.
Now we have a friend named Jacques Marteret. He's a painter and he's just a terrific guy. And, well, Jacques likes to say that art is not an accident. That's what Jacques says. Sorry, I just need a moment.
Oh my God! If this is perfect, what isn't?
Well, that's from 2007. What if there was surrealism, the 20th century of an avant-garde?
Surrealism is all about love, liberty, and poetry. Sounds good, doesn't it? Almost sounds simple. May it please heaven that the reader, emboldened and become of a sudden momentarily ferocious like what he is reading, may trace in safety his pathway through the desolate morass of these gloomy and poisonous pages. Or as the director would say, these poisonous shots. For unless he is able to bring to his viewing a rigorous logic and a spiritual tension equal at least to his distrust, the deadly emanations of this film will imbibe his soul as sugar absorbs water.
Well, that was short for me.
Sorry for the short video from my website. Anyways.
Il y a eu beaucoup de 15 films depuis 1981. Il y a des films comme Eggnog, Skull Lady, Poet by the Night, Wait Uncle Jimmy, Say Yes to Drug, The Perfect Show. Pour en savoir plus sur mes derniers films, visitez notre site web à www.krogstad.com ou cliquez sur film.
Whoa, how did unable to translate? It should be English.
Of course I am not speaking French. Anyways, speaking of French, for the 4th time, since last week, if you talking about One Direction again, you will be grounded. You got that?
Look, Carl Krogstad, look, up at the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's the bees.
Oh my freaking god. Here we go again.
Hey Carl Krogstad, is One Direction has a stroke?
God freaking dang it, he didn't have a freaking stroke. Also, the doctor said that One Direction didn't have a freaking stroke. And also, Dave freaking Ross said that you were 30 years old since 2006. Flex freaking tape. For the 5th time since the last video, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. Now shut up about One Direction or else I'm calling the freaking police to arrest you.
But Carl Krogstad, please, make One Direction go away and replace with Nirvana.
No, we're not gonna replace with Nirvana. Also, Dave freaking Ross said that Nirvana is a garbage band. And also, the judge said that Nirvana is the stupid band in the freaking world. Flex freaking tape. For the 6th time since the last video, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. Now shut up about One Direction or else the police is going to arrest you.
But Carl Krogstad, One Direction is a worst band, and also, What Makes You Beautiful is a scary music video. Please Carl Krogstad, I want you to make One Direction go away and make What Makes You Beautiful to flag and replace with Lullaby.
No, we're not gonna remove What Makes You Beautiful to replace with Lullaby. Also, lullabies for babies to go to sleep. And also, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. And he's not going anywhere. And Dave freaking Ross said that if you talk about One Direction one more time, Dave freaking Ross is gonna call the freaking police to arrest you. And you will be going to court. That's so freaking it for talking about One Direction. You're grounded for an additional 395 years. Now go to your room, you freaking mutual brat.
But Carl Krogstad, please forgive me, make One Direction go away, it's so crappy, and also, What Makes You Beautiful is a scary and creepy music video ever. Can you tell the witness protection program and give One Direction a capital punishment?
That's enough. Flex freaking tape. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. Okay? No more. Where are you freaking parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call the Special Victims Unit. It's time to stop.
How about you can replace with Death Clock? Death Clock is the freaking scariest zombie, and you, Flex freaking I hold no brief for communists, but I believe an individual will defend their right to act independently within the law. I question whether members of the committee are interested in defending our form of government or whether they are attempting to suppress political opinion at odds with their own tape. We're not gonna replace with Death Clock. Death Clock is from the TV show Metalocalypse. And also, the Special Victims Unit told me that you refuse to get rid of petty freaking neutral heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise 52 times since in November 2022, the day after Thanksgiving. And Dave freaking Ross said that replacing with villains is illegal. You
going to jail if you talk about One Direction. Leave One Direction, it's just a Irish boy band. Leave One Direction alone or else you will be sent to Juve, and worst of all, you're going to get executed by electric chair. You got it?
But Carl Krogstad, One Direction is so boring, and also, what makes you beautiful is worse than Yes Louis and Julia mated, because What Makes Beautiful is a garbage song. Can you replace with kids songs such as Scratch Garden? Also, Scratch Garden is a good song, it's made for Clipperin. Can you replace it, please?
So that's why Scratch Garden is made for kids. I'm not gonna replace with Scratch Garden. Flex freaking tape. I told you to stop saying about One Direction. Also, it's going to stay here, and he's not going anywhere. That's so freaking it. I'm calling the police, but this time, you're going to jail for the next 400 years. That's it. I had enough of you talking about One Direction. I'm so calling the police on you, you freaking mutual brat.
This is your cell until the end of April. Also, there will be no bed, no toilet, no air conditioner, no sink, no food, no mobile devices including your phone, computer, TV, laptop, tablet. And if I see you escaping the prison, you will get executed. And also for that, Carl Krogstad wants to talk to you.
Hello Carl Krogstad, it's so nice to see you. I'm so sorry for yelling me, grounding me. Can you please let me in?
I'm not gonna say it again, Flex Tape. You're wrong. Anyways.
First, you're standing with that in the bucket. Second, you're watching Top Gear. Third, you escaped into prison 3 times. Fourth, you talk about Peter freaking mutual healing freeze freaking natural disease leaders. Fifth, you're refusing to get rid of Peter freaking mutual healing freeze freaking natural disease leaders. Flex freaking tape. For the 6th time since the last video, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. And you're not going anywhere. That's so freaking. For stabbing with a knife in the bucket. For watching Top Gear. For talking about Michael and Lisa and Julia. For talking about Peter freaking mutual healing freeze freaking natural disease leaders. And for talking about One Direction. You're grounded until the end of April. Also you're still grounded for an additional 11 years. Have fun in prison. Scary Flex Tape Medical.
How about if petty freaking mutual heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise is going to get executed?
Holy hot dogs, circuses, animals, and puppies cow. Flex freaking the genius in the United States is not master almost in its executives or legislatures, nor in its ambassadors or authors or churches, court parlors, nor even in its newspapers or inventors, but only most in the common people too. How dare you talking about Peter freaking mutual healing freeze freaking natural disease leaders? Also, Peter freaking mutual healing freeze freaking natural disease leaders is from PEPS kids children were elementary. That's so freaking. For talking about Peter freaking mutual healing freeze freaking natural disease leaders, you're grounded for another 12 years. Stay in your prison and go to sleep. Scary Flex Tape Medical.
Hey Carl Krogstad, is Eddie Van Halen is coming back?
God freaking dang it, Eddie Van Halen is not coming back. Also, Alex Van Halen said that Eddie Van Halen died on October 6, 2020, and he's suffering a freaking stroke at the age of 65. Flex freaking tape. For the 7th time since the last video, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's going to stay here until the end of May 2023. Now shut up about One Direction or else you will send the Dubai.
But Carl Krogstad, please, make One Direction go away and replaced with Neil Peart.
No, freaking wait, we're not gonna replace with Neil Peart. Also, Carrie Nuttall said that Neil Peart died on January 7, 2020 at the age of 67, and also, Governor James Lee said that the drummers died such as Keith Moon, Ginger Baker, and John Bonham died for a long time ago. Flex freaking tape, for the 8th time since last week, One freaking August, in the Sun Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere. And if you talk about One Direction and what makes you beautiful, one more freaking bad blast anytime, you will be arrested by the Special Victims Union. You got it?
But Carl Krogstad, I hate One Direction, he is a worst Irish boy band, and also, What Makes You Beautiful is a scary music video, because it goes like, baby you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your hair gets me overwhelmed. But when you smile at the ground it ain't hard to tell. You don't know, oh you don't know you're beautiful. If only you saw what I can see you'll understand why. I want you so desperately. Right now I'm looking at you and I can't believe. You don't know, oh you don't know you're beautiful, oh. But that's what makes you beautiful. Can you please tell Superintendent Mark to give One Direction a disremember? I promise when One Direction isn't coming back.
No, I'm not tell Superintendent Mark to give One Direction a disremember. Also, the Superintendent Mark said that One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere. And also, Governor James Lee said that One Direction is not boring, and also, What Makes You Beautiful is not a scary music video, it's just a freaking freaking video. That's so freaking it for talking about One Direction. You're grounded until 2033. Go to your room right now, you freaking bad dog.
Maury freaking the genius of the United States is not best or most in its executives or legislatures, not in its ambassadors or authors, churches, or parlors, not even in its newspapers or inventors, but always most in the common people. Povich.
Carl Krogstad, for the 9th time, I want you to get rid of One Direction, it's so boring, and also, What Makes You Beautiful has become a scary music video, and give One Direction a 3 strikes.
Stop. Flex freaking tape. I'm not gonna give One Direction a strike. Also, One Direction is going to stay here. You better stop talking about One Direction or else I will rip in your freaking face. You got it?
Can you call Shamsunga to cancel Classic Caillou Gets Grounded series from 2018? And also, Classic Caillou Gets Grounded series is so boring in the Plotugan community. Can you cancel it, please?
No, I'm not gonna call Shamsunga to cancel Classic Caillou Gets Grounded series. Also, Colladonna Productions said that Classic Caillou Gets Grounded is just a Plotagon series since August 2018. And also, Dave freaking Ross said that Classic Caillou Gets Grounded series will be stay here, and we're not canceling. That's so freaking it for talking about the Classic Caillou Gets Grounded series. We're grounded until 2034. Now go back to your room right now or else Spinpedia will upload the April 23rd, 2023 bumps on Tuesday, the freaking scariest medical and the flex tape world.
How about if One Direction is replaced with Death Clock?
Death Clock is the freaking scariest zombie, and you, Flex freaking the genius of the United States, is not best or most in its executives or legislatures, nor in its ambassadors or authors, or churches, or parlors, not even in its newspapers or inventors, but always most in the common people tape. We're not gonna replace with Death Clock. Also, Death Clock is from the TV show Metalocalypse. Also, Adult Swim said that Death Clock is a scary zombie, and we're not gonna replace music because of what makes you beautiful replaced with death clock. Charles Foster often said he will not be very happy when Adult Swim cancels Mad Little Clips for no reason. That's so freaking it for talking about death clock. You're grounded until Death Clock Tour 2023 will be cancelled. Also, you're still grounded for talking about One Direction. And also, What Makes You Beautiful is not a scary music video, it's just a freaking music video. Now go back to your room right now or else Ludwig and Lisa and Julia will join in your room. Now go back to your room. The freaking scariest medical end of flex tape in the world.
How about if One Direction is replaced with Mudvayne?
Mudvayne is the freaking scariest metal music. Also, we're not gonna replace with Mudvayne. Mudvayne is the scariest music. Also, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. That's so freaking it for talking about Mudvayne. You're grounded until 2035. Leave One Direction alone. Do you hear me? Leave One Direction alone. The freaking scariest medical end of flex tape world.
How about you can replaced with AC/DC, Metallica, System of a Down, and Rage Against the Machine?
Smash Mouth, no Billy Joel, no Nirvana, no Lullaby, no Death Clock, no Eddie Van Halen, no Neil Peart, no Keith Moon, Ginger Baker, and John Bonham, no Mudvayne. We have One freaking Direction, not replacing with artists and albums and characters and villains, etc. Also no AC/DC and Metallica and Rage Against the Machine. That's so freaking it for talking about AC/DC and Metallica and Rage Against the Machine. You're grounded until 2036. Also, you're still grounded for the additional 2,000 years. Leave One Direction, leave Classic Really Gets Grounded series, and for talking about One Direction, I will grab a chainsaw and kill you. So prepared for the chainsaw.
Hey Carl Krogstad and Dave Ross, is One Direction retired in 2024?
No, One Direction is going to stay here. Now shut up about One Direction or else I will grab a chainsaw and kill you.
But Carl Krogstad, please, make One Direction go away, just do it. And you, Dave Ross, I want One Direction to retire right freaking mutual now.
No, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere until the end of May 2023. After May 2023, I'll get a passport and a luggage for One Direction, and our flight takes off to London until the first day of June 2023. I promise Flex Tape, I'm not going to yelling you.
No, Dave Ross, we're not gonna get a passport and a luggage for One Direction, and our flight has been cancelled due to the bad weather. Look at the window. It's raining, it's pouring, and the rain pouring down at the airport. And I already talked to Flex Tape that One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere. And I swear of God, if he talks about One Direction again, I'm gonna call Maury Povich to see what happens to Flex Tape. And also, the Special Victims Unit told that Flex Tape is a bad guy, and for Christmas, he will get a sack of coal for the second time just like 2022.
Really? Carl Krogstad, you talked to Dave Ross that One Direction is going to stay here. Please Dave Ross, make One Direction go away, please.
Well Flex Tape, it's already too late, because it's raining outside, and the flight is cancelled due to bad weather. That means One Direction is going to stay here.
Dave Ross was right. It's already too late. Also, look out of the window. It's raining, it's pouring, and also, the flight has been cancelled due to the bad, extremely weather. So that means One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. You got it?
Oh my freaking god, this isn't working very well. Carl Krogstad, I want you to get rid of One Direction, and you, Dave Ross, I want you to remove What Makes You Beautiful is a scary music video. Just do it.
No, I'm not gonna get rid of One Direction, and Dave freaking Ross was not gonna remove What Makes You Beautiful. Also, YouTube creators said that What Makes You Beautiful is not a scary music video, it's just a freaking music video. Do you hear me? It's just a freaking music video. You got it?
Carl Krogstad and Dave Ross, One Direction is so boring, and also for that, What Makes You Beautiful is a scary music video. Because it become a scary music video, please Carl Krogstad, make One Direction go away, and Dave Ross, make What Makes You Beautiful to removed right freaking now.
We're not gonna get rid of One Direction. Also, it's gonna stay here for the rest of 2023. That's so I had enough of you talking about One.
Alright, who put the Metalocalypse sensor?
Not me.
Anyone who put the Metalocalypse sensor?
Yes, I did. I put the Metalocalypse sensor.
Oh my freaking god, Summer Smith, how dare you put a Metalocalypse sensor? Also, Adrian the Cool Guy 2005 said that you put a Metalocalypse sensor, and it's not funny. And also, how dare you made a cameo appearance? And also, Adult Swim said that you put a Metalocalypse sensor, and also Governor J and City said that you made a cameo appearance. That's so freaking it for putting a Metalocalypse sensor and put a cameo appearance. Get out of my studio. I notify your parents about this. God freaking dang it.
Carl Krogstad, are you okay?
Let's freaking tape. It's not time for fun and freaking games. That's so freaking it. We're grounded until May 2023. Get out of my room and go to your room. I'm locking the freaking door. Enough with the freaking outro.
Alright. Sheesh.
Hey Carl Krogstad, is One Direction got the coronavirus?
God freaking dang it, he didn't have the corona freaking mutual virus. Also, the CDC said that One Direction didn't have the corona freaking mutual virus. Flex freaking tape. For the 9th time since the last freaking video, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. Now shut up about One Direction or else I'm calling the police to arrest you.
But Carl Krogstad, please, make One Direction go away and replaced with Drew.
No, freaking wait, we're not gonna replace it with Daru. Also, where it is in Finland. Flex freaking tape. For the 10th time since the last video, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023. Now, shut up about One Direction or else I'm calling the Special Victims Unit. Now, shut up.
But Carl Krogstad, One Direction is so boring, and also for the 10th time, What Makes You Beautiful is become a scary and creepy and terrifying music video. Please Carl Krogstad, can you make One Direction go away? I promise when One Direction isn't coming back, and also for that, I'm pretty sure it will be back to normal.
No, we're not back to normal, and also, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere. And also, what makes you beautiful is not become A, scary, and creepy, and terrifying music video. It's just a music video that's so freaking it for talking about One Direction. You're grounded until unicorn. Warriors Eternal is premiering on Adult Swim, which means the Smiling Friends Season 2 will soon be coming in May 21st, 2023. Now go to your room right now, the freaking scariest medical and the flex tape world. No freaking mutual way. The word is supposed to be later, not M-A tilde inverted exclamation mark S hard. Change it to the later word right now, or else I'm putting yes, Ludwig and Julia are mated on your Aftermath series. Change it to the later word, the freaking scariest medical in the YouTuber world.
Carl Krogstad, for the 11th time, I want you to get rid of One Direction. It's so boring. And also, what makes you beautiful is become a scary music video. Can you tell the judge, please?
Shut up, shut up, shut up. Flex freaking zombie tape. I'm not telling the judge to get rid of One Direction. Stop talking about One freaking direction, or else I'll let petty freaking neutral heat and freeze freaking natural disease Louise in your freaking house. If you don't stop talking about One Direction, you got it?
Can you call the Special Victims Unit to arrest Ludwig and Lisa and Julia? I promise when Ludwig and Lisa and Julia is arrested due to domestic violence.
No freaking mutual way. We're not gonna call the Special Victims Unit to arrest Ludwig and Lisa and Julia. Also, Captain Donald Cragen said that Ludwig and Lisa and Julia is not a scary character, and the detectives is not gonna get rid of Ludwig and Lisa and Julia. And also, Detective Elliot Stabler said that Ludwig and Lisa and Julia is going to stay here. Do you hear me? It's going to stay here. That's so freaking it for talking Ludwig and Lisa and Julia. You're so grounded until Hero Elementary will soon be coming back. And also the Special Victims Unit is not going to arrest Ludwig and Lisa and Julia. Leave Ludwig and Lisa and Julia alone. I said leave Ludwig and Lisa and Julia, the freaking scariest medical and the flex tape world.
Can you replace the Backstreet Boys?
No freaking mutual natural disease. We're not gonna replace them with the Backstreet Boys. Also, the creator said that the Backstreet Boys is so boring, just all starred by Smash Mouth. And also, the judge said that the Backstreet Boys is a worst boy band. And also, One Direction is going to stay here for the rest of 2023, and he's not going anywhere. That's so freaking it for talking about the Backstreet Boys. You're grounded until summer 2023 starts. And also, the Pilo hates you, and Dave freaking Ross hates you. He hates you. Ralph freaking Strong. Court Mike hates you. Superintendent Mark hates you. Swampedia hates you. JT Turner hates you. And the worst of all, Tuga and Bertie hates you. Now go back to your room right now, or else I'm calling Shamsun Bar to airing the Classic Kaylee Gets Grounded series episode 1. Classic Kaylee swears at his dad and gets grounded, replaced with adventures of Flex Freaking Tape and Flex Freaking Tape's Anger and the Flex Freaking Tape Bad Ending series and the Aftermath series schedule. The scariest medical in the Flex Tape world.
Hey Carl Krogstad.
What do you want, Flex Freaking Mutual Tape? What do you want for me to do?
Is One Direction is going somewhere else?
No, One Direction is not going somewhere else. Also, it's going to stay here. And do you not know from the last episode when you're talking One Direction 4 times? Look at this. The numbers have 0% for talking about One Direction. And also for one thing, One Direction will be stay here for the rest of 2023. That's so freaking it for talking about One Direction. You're so grounded until the school ends will soon be in June 23rd, 2023. Also, you're still grounded for talking about One Direction, and What Makes You Beautiful is not a scary music video, it's just a music freaking video. Now go to your room right freaking now. You freaking scariest medical and the flex tape world.
Oh my flex tape, what happened to my room? And what happened to your room as well? Police officer, can you please what happened?
Well, Flex Tape, you talking about One Direction, and Carl Krogstad, you grounding Flex Tape for talking about One Direction. Anyways, this is your cell. You will be stay here until May 1st, 2023. Have fun in prison.
Well, Flex Tape, I'm not gonna say it once, and I'm not gonna say it again. Oh, and by the way, viewers, before the video ends, I'm going to ground Flex Tape for 13 years. Please sure to turn down your volume, because it's going to be loud. Be prepared to the loudest grounding in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So that's what happens when you're talking about One Direction. Flex freaking tape for the 12th time since April 2, 2023. One Direction is going to stay here. That's so freaking it. For talking about One Direction, you're grounded until Countdown turns 18 years since October 20th, 2005 and he's gonna get his driver's license. Also, you're still grounded for 15 years. Also, I'm going to lock him in building doors. Still Flex Tape medical.
How if One Direction is in Syria?
Holy freaking chicken circuses and hot dogs and puppies cow. Flex freaking the genius in the United States is not best domesticated executives or legislatures, not even ambassadors or authors, or churches, or crawlers, not even means newspapers or inventors, but all of most in the common people too. How many times do I have to tell you? One freaking Nigeria news and I were big. We used to go to parties, and everybody thought I was big-headed and stuck up, and I wasn't. It was because I didn't know how to speak good English, so I used to keep my mouth shut. Direction is going to stay for the rest of freaking April 2023. That's so freaking it. For talking about One Direction, you're grounded for 14 years. Now notice you can let prison, so scary Flex Tape medical.